35 days into the partial government shutdown and still no deal.
The president compromising again, now asking for a large down payment on the barrier. But again, Nancy Pelosi still saying no.
So where do we go from here now? Joining us is the Director of Policy Studies at the Center for Immigration Studies, Jessica Vaughan. Jessica, thanks for coming on this morning. This really has nothing to do with Congress at this point. I think this is between simply the president and Pelosi. I think they're the only two players in this. What do you think?
It sure does seem like that, and it's not clear what it's going to take to break this impasse at this point. The president has given in, time after time. He said, "Okay, not a wall, steel slats. I'll take less money. Here's my proposal. Let's do a bigger deal." And Nancy Pelosi just can't take yes.
C either. Not from ocean to ocean or sea to ocean. He's given a lot in that way too.
Yes, and he is proposed to give the Democrats what they say is one of their high priorities, which is protection for the people with DACA and even more people. And yet they can't seem to get to yes. He seems to be trying to find what they will accept, but they won't even counteroffer at this point. And that's got to be frustrating as a negotiator when you can't even get them to say, well, what do you want?
Sorry, I was going to say, and frustrating for the public, to see that happening as well, because if you take a look back at how the narrative has shifted over the first couple of weeks, the Democrats were very heavily saying, the president's throwing a temper tantrum, he stormed out of this meeting and he's not going to compromise. And then you had the last few days people saying it looks like right now both parties are losing this battle, and now the president's coming back again. Don't you think Americans are going to be able to read through this and say Nancy Pelosi is not giving an inch here?
Well, I think the American people do see through it, that the Democrats are in denial about the security situation at the border and the impacts of illegal immigration on American communities, and that they have no counter proposal, and that they are at risk of looking as if they are actually opposed to common sense border security measures, and that cannot be a good look going into the next election. This brinkmanship is for political purposes, but Nancy Pelosi is not speaker because Democrats won on open borders. She's speaker because of the Democrats who won in red districts because they acted more hawkish on immigration.
Well, they're trying to push a narrative that they are tough and they want to have border security. Here's some video here that we want to show you. This is from Border Patrol in Arizona, and it shows night vision here. Let's pull it up, guys. More than 100 migrants climbing over a very flimsy fence at the U.S.-Mexico border. Here you see it here. This is not near what the barriers that the administration has been talking about. And if we look at some numbers here, more than 7,800 border arrests just at the Yuma, Arizona sector in 2 months of last year. That's just one portion. It really is amazing to see the numbers.
Well, Yuma is a part of the border that was formerly approaching operational control. But the problem is that the policies have changed. Clearly, these barriers are obsolete and need to be upgraded. Clearly, the Border Patrol needs the resources to get more boots on the ground and other ways to deter this migration. But people are coming now because the policies allow anyone who arrives with a child to say that they claim a fear of return, and we have to let them in. That's what's driving this. And those policies need to be changed, as well as more physical infrastructure at the border. I don't know what more evidence Congress needs that this is a crisis. We have no idea who these individuals are. And they're settling in communities all over the country. And it truly is a crisis situation that needs to be dealt with. So we need to move past the politics.
Some people look at that video and say, but they're still getting over. Some people look at it like Pete Hegseth yesterday said, but this is slowing them down, and Border Patrol can then go and do their job. So, Jessica, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.